Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this info session about the new City of Laredo pandemic recovery and outdoor improvement grant program. We'll give everyone a moment to join and then we'll get started. Looks like we have more friends joining us, so we'll give everyone just another 10 seconds and then we'll go ahead. Okay, well, let's dive right in. This session is being offered in both English and Spanish. If you prefer to listen to the session as it's presented in Spanish, you can simply go to the interpretation button, which is at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and it's the one that looks like the globe, and then just click the language Spanish that you want to hear. And then we recommend that you click mute original audio. That way you don't hear both of the languages happening at once.
Buenos días. Para escuchar en español, en los controles de la reunión, selecciona el botón de interpretación, selecciona el idioma que desea escuchar, español. Para escuchar solo el idioma interpretado, selecciona silenciar audio original, esto es opcional.
Thank you, Marcelo. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lilian Spenley. I'm the Development Operations Manager here at Lift Fund, and I run our grant programs that we offer to small businesses and nonprofits. We have been working with the City of Laredo on these type of programs for several years now, and we're so grateful for their partnership and what they do to support small businesses in the city. And so I'm delighted to be here today with Arnold Lozano, who is the Economic Development Administrator with the city. Arnold, welcome.
Hello, thank you, Lilian. Good morning, everybody. My name is Arnold Lozano. I am the Economic Development Administrator for the City of Laredo's Economic Development Department. I'm happy to be part of this panel this morning to introduce this new program that we are hoping will be able to assist our businesses in need locally in our Laredo communities. We want to thank Lift Fund for their partnership. As always, they've been fantastic partners. The mayor and the city council for always supporting these types of programs for our small businesses and our nonprofits and our businesses at large who make our city tick. So thank you very much. We look forward to your questions on behalf of this program. And we want to just extend the opportunity that our department is here should anyone ever need us. So if I have not met anybody on the call, it's great to meet you. If anybody's on the call who's taken advantage of our programs before, welcome back. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arnold. And as we go through, we'll certainly have time for questions at the end, but you're welcome to put any questions that you have in the Q&A section, and we can answer those as we go or at the end during the Q&A period. So today, we're going to talk about this one program, which is really two programs in a sense. So there are going to be two different categories of grant that you can select from. You can pick one or the other. So there will be a $5,000 grant for businesses or nonprofits that have been negatively affected by the pandemic. And so it's pretty straightforward. It's very similar to many of the past grants that Lift Fund has run in partnership with the City of Laredo. We'll just verify that negative impact, and then you would be eligible for up to $5,000. The second category is a grant up to $25,000. And that is to help businesses and nonprofits improve their outdoor space. So their patio areas, their decks, their tables, their chairs, their shading, all of that. Lift Fund with the city ran a program last fall that was specifically to improve the facades of buildings. This program is a little bit more open to anything that impacts the outdoors area of a business. So as we mentioned, you can receive a grant for one track or the other, and we'll go through the requirements and the documents and the process for each of those two tracks. The first track, if you're selected, you can use the funds for anything business related. So that can be payroll, working capital, rent, inventory, etc., general operating. For the second category for outdoor spaces, the funds have to be used for the design, the engineering, the labor, and the materials to complete the project that you'll propose in the application. The funds can't be used to pay you or your employees or kind of cover regular general business expenses. You will also be asked to disclose if you've received any other federal funding that would go towards supporting that project. You'll be asked to disclose that within the application, and you can't use two sources of funding to cover the same costs. So for the outdoor space improvement project, some examples would be to cover exterior lighting, improving or adding exterior lighting, canopy installation, umbrellas, fans, or their cooling systems, new furniture, decorative fencing. As long as it's not chain link, we want to really beautify the city. And then the ineligible cost would be no new construction. So this needs to be to improve upon what you already have in place. Can't be used for parking lots and paving, burglar bars, or sidewalk repair. So for both of the programs, your business or nonprofit has to be located within the city of Laredo, and we'll have a map on the website for the program where you can enter your address and look up just to verify that you are within the boundaries of the city. Your gross sales have to be between 10,000 and 2 million. And we define very clearly how we are looking at that on the tax return. You must be in good standing with the Comptroller's office. This applies for everyone except for sole proprietors. Sole proprietors don't file within that system. And then you can't be within one of the industries that are gambling, sexually oriented businesses, payday or auto lenders, tobacco, CBD, smoke shop related businesses, or government-owned buildings. You also can't be a franchisor. So that means if you own and operate a local Subway location, for example, that's okay, but you can't be Subway national you can't own Subway as a national corporation. And then for category B businesses, that's the outdoor spaces, you would not be able to be a home-based business because you won't have a commercial location to improve upon in that situation. For all programs, you would need to have been operating on or before May 11th, 2023. We know that in some past programs that that start date was a challenge for many applicants, and the city has heard your frustration on that, and they are responding and making adjustments accordingly, so that we hope this program can include even more businesses than have been eligible for prior programs. And then you must currently be operating, so you can't be shut down at the moment. And then you must have experienced negative economic impact as a result of the pandemic. So you'll, for category B, in addition to those kind of primary requirements, we'll also be looking to be sure that you are in good standing and registered with the city tax office and current on all your taxes and fees, that you don't have unpaid code enforcement violations, that you're generally current on taxes across the board of all types. And then if applicable, if your building falls within has the historical designation, your plans for the improvement project have to be approved by the City of Laredo Historical Landmark Board. Continuing for those Category B outdoor improvement applicants only, you have to meet all the codes and ordinances of the city. You'll need to get all permits that are required for the project proposed from the city before you can begin work. And Arnold and the Economic Development Department will work with everyone who selects this track very closely to provide a lot of support and help you navigate through that process. So we try and make it as easy as possible. And then, of course, you'll need to get a quote from a contractor, a Laredo contractor who is qualified to do the work that you're proposing. The project for those outdoor space improvement applications must be completed within 120 days of when you actually receive the funds. So if you're approved, you'll receive the funding upfront, and then you'll have about 4 months to complete the work that you've proposed. Once that project is done, you'll notify the city, and the city will go out and do an inspection of the work and make sure everything was done as expected and according to the project that was approved. And then you'll need to submit a final report to the city after that visit is completed that has details on the work and the receipts for the work that was done. So kind of going back through those ineligible industries for applying for this grant, and we'll certainly have this list on the website, so no need to try and remember all of this now. You'll be able to come back to all of this information on the program website, but essentially that's sexually oriented businesses, payday lenders, auto lenders, businesses within kind of warehousing, logistics, transportation, trade, international trade, etc. So for all applicants, regardless of which of the 2 tracks that you plan to pursue, we're going to need your driver's license or government issued photo ID, and we need to make sure that it is current. So if you pull out your ID and you see that you'll be expiring soon, make sure to schedule those appointments to get them renewed. We'll need your formation documents, so whether that's an assumed name certificate or a DBA if you're just a sole proprietor, or your articles of formation or incorporation with the Secretary of State if you're an LLC, a corporation, a partnership, a nonprofit, etc. We'll need your most recent business utility bill, so that's water, gas, or electric. We'll need your most recent business bank statement, and that's so that we can verify that you are currently operating. And then if you're a nonprofit, we'll need your list of board of directors and your 501c3 determination letter. And then for everyone except for sole proprietors, we'll need a grant resolution, which is simply a form that we'll provide to you as part of the application process that says that you are authorized to apply and accept this grant if approved on behalf of the business, and you understand the tax implications, etc. Now, we'll also need that proof that you were negatively impacted by the pandemic. We know that this, depending on when your business started, you may not have pre-pandemic tax returns. So the negative impact will be proven in one of 3 ways. So if your business started before March 15th, 2020, we're going to ask for your 2019 business tax return, and then one other year from among 2020, 2021, 2022, or 2023. And we'll want to see that that second year that the gross sales were less than whatever they were in 2019. Now, if you started your business between March 15th, 2020 and February 21st, 2021, we'll ask you to submit an attestation, and we'll provide that template for you, stating that you had negative impact as a result of the emergency shelter-in-place orders that the city and the government had issued at that time. If you started your business between February 22nd, 2021 and May 11th, 2023, then we'll ask you to submit a different type of attestation that states that you actually started your business as a result of the pandemic. And again, we'll provide that template for you in the application. And if you started your business after May 11th, 2023, you would not be eligible for this grant. Now, some particular documents that, in addition to those general ones that we'll ask from everyone, if you're applying for that second category, for that outdoor improvement option, we're going to request that quote from a contractor, detailing exactly what you plan to do, what the costs, what costs are expected and what that covers. We're going to ask for at least 5 photos of your building before, the kind of before image, what it looks like right now, for the area that you're planning on improving. If you rent your building, your space from a landlord, then we'll ask for a notarized letter from that landlord or building owner, just stating that they approve of the changes that you plan to make. And then again, that attestation of no duplication of federal funds, so that you haven't received federal funding from a different source for this same project. And we'll provide that template to you in the application, so it's nothing that you'll need to create on your own. So for category A applicants, those are applicants who are just applying for that more limited $5,000 grant. That's sort of a general grant for businesses affected by the pandemic. Then we're going to need, of course, your complete application. Once we review that, if you've met all of the eligibility criteria, we would send out a DocuSign. Once that DocuSign is completed, we will ask you to schedule a brief 5-minute video call with you, just so we can verify particularly the bank information, where you'd like the funds to be deposited. We'll also ask you for a voided check or a direct deposit form, to again verify that account. Once we have all of those pieces, then we would issue the grant, deposit the grant into your account within 1 or 2 business days. So it's a very quick process once we get to that point. We do take, of course, your financial and IT information very seriously, and so we do go through all of these security measures. Now, for category B applicants, you'll go through, LiftFund will do the initial review on your application. If everything of those initial eligibility requirements are satisfied, then we will notify the city. The city will then review your application for those secondary requirements, which are those focused on looking at the eligibility of your project, making sure that you are up to date on all of your codes and taxes and all of those things. They will schedule a meeting with you to go through your project and help you identify which permits and licenses you may need to do the project, and help you get started on working with your contractor to obtain those permits. Once you've secured those licenses or permits, whatever may be needed, then the city will let LiftFund know, okay, they're good to go on our end. We'll at that point send you the DocuSign letting you know that you've been officially approved. And then again, once that DocuSign is completed, we'll do that video call and collect that voided check. And then within a couple days, the funds will be deposited and you can get started on doing your project work with your contractor. And then, as we discussed before, you'll have 120 days once you do receive those funds to complete the project. Once the project is completed, you'll need to notify the city again. They'll come out, inspect the work that was done, and then work with you to collect those receipts and information needed for that final report. So if you have any questions, of course, you can visit the website, which is LaredoOutdoorImprovementGrants.com, and we'll visit that site in a minute, and I'll show you where all of this information is. But of course, at any point in the process, you're welcome to reach out to LiftFund's grant team, and we have our dedicated grant phone line, which is 800-923-9483. 9551, or you can email us at sbgrants@liftfund.com, and we're happy to help you with any part of the process. In addition to this grant, Lift Fund offers a number of other services. So we have low interest loans, and you can visit our website for more information on that. We also have our business support team or business resource hub, where you can attend free workshops on a variety of topics like QuickBooks, contracting, all types of things. You can also schedule a one-on-one appointment with one of our business advisors for more individualized assistance. So we'll go now to the website and take a look at everything that we've just covered. So again, that website is LaredoOutdoorImprovementGrant.com. And you can see that all of the information is available in Spanish at the top if you'd like to select your preferred language. The application, I forgot to mention the most important part. My apologies. The application will open this Friday, so in 2 days at 9 a.m. And there will be a big apply now button right here on the website, which will take you to the application portal at that time. As we discussed, there are 2 different options for this grant. You can apply for one or the other, but not both. And in the application, it's a similar or the same application for both. Once you get into the application, it'll ask you to select which of the options that you'll be applying for, and then it will guide you through the necessary items depending on the track that you've selected. We've got here the recap of the eligible projects for the outdoor space option. You've got all of those eligibility requirements. And again, you can see there are the primary eligibility criteria, which applies to everybody. And then if you've selected the outdoor space improvement option, then you'll have some additional requirements. Same thing on the required documents. We have a general set of requirements that are required for all applicants, and then a few additional items that are needed just for the Category B applicants. You've got the recap of the timeline that we discussed here. And then we are having an additional info session next Wednesday in the afternoon, if you prefer. The information will be the same as what we're covering today, but if you'd like to come again, we welcome you to see you back. We will also have a recording and the slides that were presented today on the website within a few days of this session. So you'll be able to revisit those if you'd like to go back to them. We have just a few frequently asked questions that we get all of the time. So are sole proprietors eligible? Yes, as long as your business is registered with a DBA, you can certainly apply. Can I get help from a third party, like a CPA? You can certainly get help from a trusted partner if you'd like, but we really want to underscore that there is no application fee to apply for this program. And so if someone approaches you and offers you, to help you apply for a fee, we do not recommend working with anyone who's trying to charge you. We also want to ensure that all of the contact information that's in the application is for you, so that when we reach out as we're reviewing your application, that we're able to reach you directly versus someone else that may be helping you. This is a grant, so if you're selected, you don't have to pay it back as long as you have met all of the requirements of the grant and you're following all the rules. If you don't have a utility bill, that's no problem. We can take a copy of your lease where you rent your commercial location, or a monthly rental invoice, anything that shows that your business is situated at that address. And then for nonprofits, we always have a number of nonprofits who apply. And of course, your revenues don't work in the same way necessarily as a small business, but we are determining that based on your 990 or 990 EZ tax return. You will need to have one of those 2 returns filed. We won't be able to, verify the information without those. And again, our team can be reached anytime, Monday through Friday, from 8:30 to 5:30 at 800-923-9551, or you can email us at sbgrants@liftfund.com. Now, I think we've had some questions here, but we're happy to open up the floor and answer any information that we can for you. And of course, Arnold, feel free to add anything if you'd like.
Yes, of course, if I can, before we jump into questions from the attendees. This grant, what we're trying to achieve out of the outdoor spaces part of it, because this is tied to the pandemic, what we're really looking for is for you to look for opportunities to improve the outdoor space of your business where you can move people outside. You may not have an area like this right now, so this grant provides the opportunity for you to do that. So for example, you maybe you have a side yard or a backyard, so to speak, in your business area. If you'd like to build, some sort of shaded structure or tables, or put something outside to promote that potential that we're mitigating the spread of infectious diseases. That's what we're looking for, right? Give you the opportunity to move outside and provide your services outdoors. So that's the outdoor space component of it that we're really, really looking for. So that's where you may get into, well, do I need a contractor? Do I need to apply for permits? Do I need to do, it could depend on the type of work that you want to do. If you wanted to build, some sort of stage or something in the back of your facility, you'd have to follow some setback rules and things like that. So we would just get into those types of particular things, but we would walk you through that entire process. So that's where, as applicable, the permit stuff comes into play. Also, the historical board, usually that's just, if we were doing some sort of facade or renovating your building, that could affect you, but it's only where applicable. We don't foresee anything like that in this program, but if it does come up, the provision is included. And for contractors, they need to be registered with the city of Laredo. We do have a list of registered contractors on the City of Laredo building website. Please feel free to reach out to us. I can send you that link directly. If your contractor is not registered with the City of Laredo, on that same site, there is an application form to register the contractor. That would speed up the process, because if not, if you did require a permit for your outdoor space project, that could kind of hold up the process a little bit, and you kind of get stuck in the building process. So these are things that we're trying to weed out, take care of on the front end, so that your project runs smooth, you have no issues, and that you're able to enjoy your new outdoor space.
You all are a quiet crowd today. I don't see any questions yet, but we'll stick around, and we're here to support you in this process.
Also, if I can add, maybe someone's thinking of it, for nonprofits, also that are eligible for this program, you don't need to be in a specific zone for the city. I know if we have any returning users on this call, that was a requirement of the last program we had. You had to be in a certain area of the city. That's the area the federal government was telling us that we had to focus on. This time around, we've removed that provision. So now, as long as you're within the city limits, nonprofits and businesses both are eligible, depending on your type of project, right? If you meet all the other eligibility requirements, then you're eligible for this program, for the category A and or, well, category A or category B.
Well, it looks like, oh, perfect. So a licensed home daycare and learning center could apply for category A, but not category B. Okay, great. Thank you for kicking off the questions. If anyone else has one. Okay, well, it looks like we don't have any further questions, but again, we welcome you to reach out to us at 800-923-9551 or email us at sbgrants. Again, that application will open this Friday, October 3rd at 9 a.m. And you'll see that application button to reach the application portal right here at the top of the site. We hope to hear from all of you throughout this process, and we look forward to working with you. Oh, it looks like we have one more question. How about a business inside the mall? Would this be category A or B? If you don't have an outdoor, so you could certainly apply for category A. If you have an outdoor space as part of your unit within the mall, you could apply for category B. But if you only have an indoor space within the mall, you would not be eligible for category B. Okay. Thank you all so much, and we look forward to working with you in the coming days. Have a great day.